Welcome back to the Gloss Show. I just want to say thank you so much for the love and support you guys have been showing. And if it's your first time here, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and like this video, share it to the next person so that way it can reach many, many more people. As I always say, man, this is a place where we're going to share life lessons and have different perspectives. And if you've already tuned into the channel, you already know that I've covered multiple different topics and I've also covered different videos that I came across and I wanted to just have my input on them. Yeah. So since we've covered so many different topics throughout this whole week, I've been thinking so much about this topic because it's something that I was writing about in my journal. I'm like, man, like I need to share this with you guys. And the topic of the day is hard work without direction is exhausting. Let's talk about first just being busy. We've all been there. I'm going to talk about myself. I've been to a point where like sometimes I would just tell people like, hey, I'm busy. I can't make it. I'm busy. I can't make it. And when I'm busy and I can't make it, a lot of times I'm just doing a lot of bunch of stuff. I know what I'm doing, because I'm aware of what I'm doing, but I'm doing a bunch of stuff. And sometimes I sit down after doing what I've completed. I'm like, what did I learn from this? And what did I gain from this? Sometimes we have to question ourselves because in order to see how we can improve, we have to have self criticism, like criticize yourself. What did I learn from this? What did I gain from this? Was this beneficial to me? Sometimes I tend to ask myself those kind of questions. I've came to a point where like now, I know what I have to do and I have to be intentional because the goal is to be intentional. The goal is not just to be busy. So there have been times where like I will go, uh, especially like in my photography, business. I'm shooting a lot of different things. Yes, I do have my clients. I'm taking care of my clients, and then I'm also working with models. Just trying to post on my portfolio. But then I realized, like, man, like I'm actually just doing so much, but like, where's the intention? I'm taking nice pictures, I'm posting them, but then I'm like, where is the intention? After doing a photo shoot, one or two, three, I'm exhausted. Like, I don't know. And then it's like, yes, I'm just gonna post it, get a couple likes, but where is this gonna take me? You know? And you have to really question yourself. And you also have to take a step back and kind of like analyze your work and say, you know what? What did I learn? What did I learn from this besides just taking pictures? And also, I will also be so busy saying like, oh, I have to go to the gym, I have to do this, I have to do that. And sometimes I would lose time, some of the most important time to spend with either family, close friends, because I've managed to take all of my time that I can use very intentional and use very productively and just dump it into a bunch of stuff that sometimes some of the things that I do dump it in, it doesn't bring no value at all. So we have to be aware of what we're putting our time in. We have to be aware of what we're trying to do. Hard work is good, but you have to work smarter because when you work smarter, that's when the intention comes in. That's when you start questioning and saying, okay, I'm going to be doing this because I'm going to gain A, B, C, D. You know, I'm going to be doing this because it's going to bring some sort of value to my life. I'm going to be doing this because it's not going to feel like a waste of time. So that's where I started coming in and questioning myself like, is this going to waste my time? Is this going to, and we have to be very honest with ourselves. And plus, there's people around us that actually tend to criticize us, especially my woman. Sometimes she will be like, Lori, like, do you really need to do that? That's where I also had to take a step back, and when I spoke about ego, at the beginning, I used to tell her, like, yeah, I need to do it. Like, I need to do it. This is what I'm capable, like, this is what I want to do today. This is what I need to achieve today. But then she would kind of like look at me and see that I'm actually like a little bit stressed about trying to do something that I just decided to do last minute. I did not come up with a plan. And we have to start coming up with a plan. Start writing things down. Like, okay, today I'm gonna be doing this, and then this is gonna be step one. This is gonna be step two. It's okay to write things down. It's actually very important to write things down. It's okay to talk to yourself. It's actually very important to talk to yourself. You're not crazy. You're just criticizing and analyzing yourself to make sure that you make better decisions. All right. So let's talk about just, I spoke about being busy and I also inserted in being intentional. When you start being intentional, a lot of things start coming to light. A lot of things start actually becoming better for you in your life. You start learning better, you start doing things better, and you actually start also to develop better relationships with whatever that you're doing and whoever that you're doing it with. So when I started listening to my woman, as she's telling me like, Glory, like you need to do this with the intention. The moment I started doing it with intention and actually listening to her, it actually helped me actually develop a better relationship, because then when I'm doing things with intention, she's actually happy for me. She understands, okay, he's doing this because he've already had a plan. And he've actually given me time to spend with her. He have given me time to spend with family, because the moment I'm done doing something that I was intentional about, I'm done. If there's nothing else that I have to do, then I'm gonna focus now my time on other things that actually matters, which could be family, friends, and just personal time. Taking a step back, learning time. Because nowadays, my thing is that I've been reading a lot. So whenever I don't have time to spare on things that don't really matter, I've started just picking up a book and reading. I've been picking up my journal and writing, picking up my planner and planning stuff, because I want to be intentional. I want to make sure that I'm putting my eggs in a basket that's gonna fulfill me later in the future. And I'm not saying that the moment you start being intentional, everything everything becomes better. No, it takes time, it takes consistency, it takes discipline. When you're being intentional, you have to be disciplined, because you actually start understanding what really matters to you and what really deserves your actual time. And I also want to talk about basically clarifying purpose before effort. You know, a lot of times when you're being intentional, you have a purpose. You have a purpose of doing something. You're not just doing it because um, you're doing it. You have a purpose. You've already say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm intentional about it, and then it's gonna help me achieve this. So this is why I actually started actually being more intentional, because when I was being so busy, all I was just doing just putting so much effort in things that don't matter. But now that I'm putting effort in things that I'm intentional about, it actually helps me have a purpose for those things, because I know I'm gonna be achieving those things later on. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be actually happy after doing those things. So one thing I want you to take from this video today, is just start being intentional. Don't just do things just because you have to do it. Don't just be so busy because you want to seem busy. You want to be very much unavailable amongst people. No, it's not okay to be unavailable around your family, friends. It's okay to be busy, but you have to be busy with intention. And you have to be busy in a way that you're aligning whatever that you're doing with your values. Whatever values that you carry from, just growing up and so on. Use those values to help you make better decisions. We all grew up from different families. We all have been taught different things. We all have encountered different people that have inserted different wisdom, and so much different wisdom within ourselves. And throughout those wisdom and so much more, it have helped us gain knowledge and the ability to dictate what really matters to you and what does not. So remember those values that you have developed also throughout childhood. You know, family values. It could be your own personal values, your relationship values. Start align those with intention and things that you're doing, because then later on you're going to be living a life that makes sense, not a life that you're just pouring so much time in things that don't really matter. I think that's where a lot of us get lost. A lot of us tend to get lost when we start putting hours and hours and hours in things that don't matter. And then we realize later on, like, why did I do this? You know, some of you are deciding to go to college. Sit down with yourself. Sit down with people that love and support you. Ask yourself, is this something that I really want? Because those 4 years of your life, they're going to be very challenging, but they're going to be rewarding as long as you did it with intention. Not just because you did it because you wanted to impress other people or because you wanted to stay busy. No, but because you did it with intention. You had a purpose. You wanted to achieve something. I went to college because education is something very important. You know, it's something that we've always spoken about in my family and so on. And throughout, just my time in college, I did great. And I did it because I was intentional about it. Some point I'll be like, why did I do this? And then sometimes I'll sit down and say, because I have people in my family that believe in me. Because I had to sit down and actually had a conversation. And I did college. I finished it. Now I don't even have to look back and go for like college degree. I've already completed that. If I want to go for a master's, I can do that. But that is not on my mind right now because it's not something that I want to do at the moment. So then I'm going to focus on my business and growing my business and also being able to make an impact in this world. So I want you to take away so much from this video that I mentioned is basically just start being intentional about what you're doing. Respect your time. Start doing things that have a purpose, and also remember your values. All right. Yeah. If you did enjoy this episode and you reach all the way to the end, please like, comment, and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe if it's your first time here. Until next time, peace.